are listening to Rocket Shop Radio Hour here on the Radiator at Big Heavy World. I'm your host, Abbey BK, and with us in the studio we have Madigan Linnane. How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
Doing well. I just saw Madigan not too long ago at a creatives workshop in Waitsfield.
Yes.
And I'm happy that you are here today so we can hear you play. I loved your music when we were
Thank you very much.
tuning into everyone's projects.
So glad you reached out and
Yeah.
happy to be here.
Totally.
Thank you.
So tell us a little bit more about what is your Vermont origin story? What brought you to Vermont? I read in your bio that you're originally from Massachusetts.
I am. I grew up in Massachusetts, so lived there for about 16 years, and my family had always been a skiing family, and had sort of come up here over the years and just grew more and more in love with Vermont. And so after I graduated high school, we made the move up here, and was going kind of back and forth to school, but ended up in Warren in the Mad River Valley.
Nice.
And absolutely love it. It's where I'm happiest.
Yeah.
And I've been,
Enjoying it ever since.
exactly.
So when did music enter your life? How did that start for you? What is the start of your music journey?
Well, I would say, for going back to the beginning,
All the way back.
probably it started with singing, definitely. I was always in choir from a very young age. Always loved to sing. My dad was a vocalist, and always grew up, listening to all different kinds of music from my parents' influence and from my own discoveries, and eventually, started taking piano lessons. Wasn't great at practicing. Moved on to guitar. Did love guitar, still not great at practicing. But I stuck with guitar and really learned kind of what I wanted out of guitar, I think, and with what I learned from my first guitar teachers, who were wonderful, and I started writing when I was probably 10 years old. And when I told my parents I had my first song, they were very skeptical. They said, "Oh boy, here we go." But it ended up being one of the songs of my first album. So
No way.
Yeah, I started performing in high school and have been slowly working my way up ever since. But I just love performing and sharing music with people and having that shared connection through music. It's awesome.
Totally.
Yeah.
Yeah. And so you also studied music as well, right? At
I
Berkeley.
did. Yeah.
So tell us a little bit more about that experience and how that has maybe helped you, with your art and your craft.
Yeah. It's funny. Music had always kind of been like a sort of a far off dream to perform and to tour and that kind of thing. And I wasn't really sure what I wanted to do. And it actually came down to two schools, and I was either going to go for psychology or music. And so that was kind of the ultimate decision I made. And but it just felt like I had to follow music. It was just my passion, and I knew I had made the right choice when I got there, and was surrounded by it all the time, and surrounded by musicians from all over the world, which was such an amazing experience. So many great collaborations. I think I really kind of discovered who I was more at music school, and definitely honed in on certain skills that allowed me to begin to, you know, record and edit and mix and a tiny bit of mastering, you know, on my own, and really get down into the nitty-gritty of editing and producing and that kind of stuff, which was hugely helpful. And then, you know, even vocal lessons, which I hadn't really even took formal vocal lessons prior to school, and that completely changed the way, like, still had like the same qualities in my voice, but could use it in a healthier way. And I learned so much there, and met such good people.
Nice. Was it at all like a transition for you to kind of go from like music as a hobby and your outlet to then it still being your outlet and your hobby, but also like something that you were studying? Like,
oh yeah,
did that help you, or did that kind of like, was that harder for you to transition into that?
I think it helped me. I really enjoyed just focusing in on music, and that being just most of what I did at school, although it was like a liberal arts-based curriculum, so I did have, you know, some of the, you know, the writing classes, or you know, some of the music history classes, so I kind of weaved in some other courses, but it just felt a little bit more natural when I slipped into that kind of study.
Yeah.
But I also, you know, it was also nerve-wracking to get into like deep music theory was quite the adventure for me. And, you know, ear training, and it was definitely like a step up in the training and the time that was being put into it. I think that was the major thing that changed. But I felt sort of natural to embrace the songwriting aspect of going to school and that kind of thing.
Yeah, that's awesome, just to have that like amount of time in your life dedicated to just honing your craft and pursuing it. I'm sure is like really special. Well, we would love to hear your first song of the evening.
All
so
right.
What have you got for us?
Yeah, I have a song called We Rise. This one is, you can find it on most streaming platforms. I wrote it back in 2020 during quarantine, but there were so many things going on in the world, you know, socially, politically, and I needed to find a way to process it in my own way, and music has always been a method for me to do that. And so I kind of took all of what was going on around me and put it into this song. So this is kind of,
Nice. Excited to hear.
All right. Into a brighter day, I wanna run away. Put on my tennis shoes. What have I got to lose? I wanna see the light. This time it's our turn to choose. Justify it, we will no longer be quiet under you. Out of the darkness we rise. My energy wears thin, hours waste away, exhaustion creeping in, taking it day by day, watching the walls break down, the foundation starts to crumble. No one likes the sound of a nation starting to stumble. Out of the darkness we rise. In the distance you can hear the rallying cries. We don't have to justify it, we will no longer be quiet under you. Out of the darkness we rise. No time to hesitate, this is not a debate. It is time to raise our voices loud. No time to hesitate, this is not a debate. It is time to raise our voices loud. No time to hesitate, this is not a debate. It is time to raise our voices loud. No time to hesitate, this is not a debate. It is time to raise our voices. Out of the darkness we rise. In the distance you can hear the rallying cries. We don't have to justify it, we will no longer be quiet under you. Out of the darkness we rise.
We rise.
Yeah.
Madigan Linnane. So beautiful.
Thank you.
So tell us a little bit more about what your like typical songwriting process looks like for you. Like,
Yeah.
how do songs typically come to you, and like, what do you tackle first in the writing process?
Typically, I'm often inspired by either other people's experiences or my own that can really tell a story. I think I'm a very like story and lyric first kind of person. Like I kind of think of a concept for a song, and usually I always start with lyrics and kind of, you know, create that story, and often the lyrics flow a lot easier than the rest of it all. Sometimes, you know, I often write on my guitar, so sometimes the lyrics are sort of in tandem with the guitar a little bit, and so that's kind of the first part I lay down. And then, you know, I'll record those in audio, you know, in a digital audio workspace, and then I'll sort of around that start to craft different instrumental elements like drums and strings and horns. And I tend to, I do love including strings in my songs, and I do hear drums, I think, a lot first, and yeah, kind of work my way up from there. But I always usually start with lyrics. It's rare that I start with the music.
Yeah. Okay, cool.
Yeah.
And off air, you were saying that you have like digital drums that you, or electric
do.
drums that you bought.
Yeah.
Do you like play those live on your own tracks, or do you do like kind of like embedded drum programs? I'm just curious.
Yeah. I up until one of my more recent songs that I'm working about, I would sort of plug in the drums
Mm-hmm.
on the computer or using like a MIDI keyboard or something like that. But since I've kind of improved a little bit with my skills on drums, not to the point of playing them live, but on one of the songs I'm working on right now, I actually played the drums with that kit.
Okay.
So I'm excited about it. So I think that can definitely be a tool that I use for the future. But it was a lot of fun.
Yeah. Oh, that's exciting. New skills. So how often would you say songs are coming to you? Like, how often are you thinking of like the concepts for them and then actually putting them like, on paper or in your like software?
I would say there are a lot of song ideas that I have. I think there's the most amount of those and little sort of bits of songs I have here and there. So those come quite frequently, those little kind of spurts of songs. But once I get an idea that starts flowing pretty easily, I know that it's kind of something that might go somewhere.
Mm-hmm.
So I kind of, and that kind of depends, frequency wise, but when that happens, I'm like, okay, this hopefully has got something to it. It's coming really easy to me. And usually, sometimes I don't even record it before, like, I'll perform it. And I just sort of start testing it out on different crowds and different venues. And I'll actually play it out quite a bit before I even record it, I think. Nice. So that's kind of how, how that goes for me, at least. But,
gotcha.
Yeah.
And have there been like any like recurring like themes in your songwriting that you've kind of observed maybe as of late? I know that times change and like writing changes, but any thoughts there?
I would say definitely themes of like embracing oneself, one's true self, and just like, being proud of who you are. I've also written about mental health a couple times now. This album, I'm actually close to releasing an album, which is very exciting. Hopefully mid to end of October, which is very exciting.
Soon.
Yeah.
Oh, congrats.
Getting to the very end. With a long project, but I'm very excited. It kind of centers around activism in different ways, I think, and some social issues, and so that's kind of the theme of this. But I would say those are some overarching themes along the way, for sure.
Well, tell us a little bit more about the new project. I mean, you don't have to share if you're trying to keep it, under wraps, but like how many songs are you thinking for the album? And tell us more about like, do you have like a concept for it? Like, I know you said the recurring theme, but like, do you have like a name or any spoilers we can have?
I'm absolutely horrible at coming up with names.
It's so hard. It's like writing the conclusion or intro of an essay.
It's like, it's the worst part is coming up with a title, I think. So there's going to be 5 songs.
Nice.
And one of them is going to be We Rise, actually. So that it was kind of the single pre-release for this album. I have themes of standing up for what's right, mental health, loving who you want to love, kind of all different themes, but all sort of a sense of of activism behind them. So I'm pretty excited about that. I have quite a few people who, you know, played instruments on this album, which is very exciting. So this is definitely one of the bigger collaboration projects I've had, which is exciting and a little overwhelming. One of the songs I probably have maybe 20 people.
No way.
Just working in different ways on it, which will be soon to be seen, but which is very, very exciting. But this is the first time I've taken on a project kind of on my own. I mean, I've certainly had some wonderful people along the way, you know, professors. I have a producer who I frequently work with, and I've kind of had their input on the sound and the instrumentation and that kind of thing, and you know, but I recorded the majority of all of this on my own, and you know, recorded others playing on the track too, which is kind of a first for me, and worked digitally a lot, which was new. You know, sending files back and forth, a lot of compressed zip files, probably about 70 different versions of each song, I think. Wow. But yeah, it's been a long time coming, but I'm very excited about it.
Yeah, it's coming so soon. So tell us a little bit more about like how you found, I mean, 20 people on a song, like that's a lot of work and a lot of coordination, a lot of moving parts. How did you find like the people that you wanted for the song? And what was that like process just to get other people in on the project?
Yeah. Well, a few of them that were instrumentalists or a few of them were instrumentalists, which I found actually from Berkeley, from my network there. So I either had them kind of worked with them at the school and recorded in those studios.
Nice.
Or, you know, after the fact went, hey, would you be open to doing this on a track? Or, because I feel like I met quite a network of people who could do that, which was very exciting. The first time I've worked with a rapper, which was awesome, which was after, you know, after the fact, I kind of dug into my friends and I said, does anybody know, you know, someone who is a really cool rapper that can maybe jump on this song? And so that's how I found her, and just reaching through those connections, and then a lot of it's vocal, so I have some vocal harmonies and vocal chanting that I had sort of friends and family kind of come in on, which is exciting. So that's, you know, a closer network, but yeah, I'm excited about them to be a part of it too.
And that's cool as well that you were doing like a lot of the recording on your own. I know that how much time that takes. So kudos to you for sticking with it and getting it across the finish line.
Thank you. I've certainly had a lot of help along the way, and the producer, I'm gonna give him a shout out. His name is Mike Harmon, and I recorded my first album with him as well, and I worked with him for the first time I had ever been in a studio, and so he's been a mentor to me over the years, and is mixing and mastering my songs now.
Sweet.
As I'm sending all these things in his direction. He's amazing. So yeah.
Where is his studio based? Is he in Boston or?
He's in Massachusetts. So he was in the Wachusett area.
Okay.
Has a studio out there, but has been traveling and quite a bit. So yeah.
Yeah. And then in terms of like choosing songs for the project, were you kind of like sitting on these 5 for a while and knew you wanted to package them together, or like, how did that come about? Or were they just like new songs that you're like, oh, I want to release these?
Yeah. Well, it's quite funny because I'd kind of had all these songs hanging in the balance for a while that were kind of finished but not fully recorded. And I was playing around with different combinations and none of them quite felt right. And so I was like, okay, maybe I don't have quite a concept yet for the album. And I actually had a portfolio that I had to create for my final year of school.
Okay.
And I had to have 5 songs. And
Well,
there
that
was
helps.
yeah, exactly. 2 of them were different because, you know, the portfolio had specific requirements, but some of the songs I did write for that portfolio, so they kind of came in a little bit later. And finally, I had kind of a theme sort of coming together in my mind after I had worked on it in school and worked with a professor one-on-one to sort of work out those songs. And so eventually that's kind of what helped make it a little clearer what my theme was going to be. And then, okay, I'm going to pull in some of those songs and some of the songs that have been sort of floating in the air and create these 5. Yeah.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah.
Well, I'm excited for the album to come out. I'll have to give
Thank
it a
you.
listen next month, so soon. But we would love to hear your second song.
Yeah.
So what have you got?
So this next song is actually one of the ones from the upcoming album.
Nice.
It's called Hauntings Just Begun. And this is quite a personal song for me. It centers around anyone who's kind of been affected by addiction in any form in their life. And kind of, you know, my own experience it in witnessing it. Yeah, it's called Hauntings Just Begun. You ask why I don't partake. Well, family history ain't that great. I hope for my sake one day that I can talk about it with a smile on my face. But I see you through the bottom of the glass. I'd be crazy to think that it would last. It haunts me like a ghost every time you raise a toast, even though this past is not my own. The day I turned 21, the haunting's just begun. The haunting's just begun. I feel the presence of a ghost on one side. But the demon on the other is quite alive. One wrong move and I'll be paralyzed. I guess I can't know if I never try. But I see you through the bottom of the glass. I'd be crazy to think that it would last. It haunts me like a ghost every time you raise a toast, even though this past is just not my own. The day I turned 21, the haunting's just begun. The haunting's just begun. Everyone's encouraging me to take a sip despite the poison tree. And how will things turn out to be if I let go of the reins and set myself free? It haunts me like a ghost every time you raise a toast, even though this past is not my own. The day I turned 21, the haunting's just begun. The haunting's just begun. It haunts me. It haunts me. It haunts me. Whoa, it haunts me. It haunts me. It haunts me.
Haunting's just begun.
Yeah.
Madigan Linnane, everyone. So tell us a little bit more about gigging. So you've been a busy gal, very exciting, and keeping up with the gigs. How's that been for you? And like, tell us a little bit more about some of your favorite spots and what you've been up to there.
Yeah. It's been very exciting. It's been picking up quite a bit more.
That's awesome.
It's kind of in a bit of a lull last winter and into stick season. So it was really exciting over the summer and into this fall to have things pick up quite a bit.
Mm-hmm.
I've been playing a lot in the Mad River Valley specifically. Couple shout outs there. Love playing at, Lawson's Finest Liquids. I play a little bit at Sugarbush, Mad River Glen. Some great spots down there that have been wonderful to me throughout the years. And some that I'm breaking into, which is really exciting.
Mm-hmm.
Doing some private events. If anyone's looking for a solo singer-songwriter for their private event. So that's been a great market to sort of break into. It's nice to be a part of, people's special day. And
Mm-hmm.
So that's been wonderful. And breaking into the Stowe area. I've been at Stowe Cider. I've been at Grant's Pub in the Stowe Inn, and breaking into Bristol for the first time ever, which is exciting. Over at the Bobcat Cafe, gonna be there in October.
Nice.
I'll be up in Middlebury, which is also the first time, Two Brothers Tavern. So, still working on worming my way into Burlington, if anyone's looking.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's been very exciting. Also Emily's Bar and Bistro in Waitsfield, I've played quite frequently. Yeah, they've all been just wonderful venues and have been very welcoming to have musicians, and I'm so grateful to them for helping me kind of keep a ball rolling. And so I'm working on 2 to 3, okay, more so 2 per week at the moment, 2 gigs per week, and writing my own, working on recording on the other days, and lots of emailing fun, and but yeah, it's very exciting.
Yeah, that's awesome that you've kept it going. I mean, it's a lot of work as well to prep and mentally prepare. Like most musicians, like we all get nerves and all of that. So do you have any I don't know, like tips or tricks or best practices that you do when just like preparing for gigs to feel like ready and comfortable and like
Yeah.
ready to do your best performance?
I find that a lot of my nerves comes in the anticipation of the performances, and is leading up to the performances, especially if it's a new venue that I've never had before, or, you know, haven't played in a while. I get nervous because I don't really know the inner workings of the place, or, you know, kind of the usual crowd or anything like that. So I think that's where a lot of my nervous energy comes from. But something I've tried to do is keep when I perform, I perform sort of a mix of originals and covers, the majority being covers, as I play, you know, 2 to 3 hour gigs normally. And I've tried to keep my repertoire very wide, which kind of helps in keeping my nerves down, because having sort of the wider repertoire allows me to pivot based on the crowd, you know, based on the age of the crowd. Are there kids there? Are there adults there? Is it more like a dancing crowd? Is it more, you know, a restaurant setting where I need to be a little bit more low key? Or and so actually, if it's not a private event or a wedding or something like that, I usually don't build a set list beforehand. I started gigging doing that and making set lists, but I kind of felt boxed in a way, and always, you know, it always ended up changing anyway. And so I don't know, it brings me less stress to have more of those options, and so I can, you know, also be prepared if people come up with requests. I can say, okay, maybe I don't have that, but I have something similar or something by the same artist, or yeah, I can do that. Or so that's something that's helped, I think, with my nerves, and just taking, I like to people watch and survey the crowd when I come in and kind of see what the vibe is. But once I start playing and kind of get the feel of the crowd, as my nerves start to go away. And
yeah, you've got the flow down now. You're
exactly
no stranger to playing the gigs.
Yeah.
I love it. Well, we would love to hear your third song of the evening.
Great.
So take it
All right.
away.
Yeah, this third song is I wrote quite a while ago and was performing live for years before I ever recorded it, because I wasn't quite sure what I wanted for the recording. I really wanted it to be perfect, and I wasn't quite sure what that would look like. And I finally found that over the past couple of years. But this is another one off the upcoming album. I originally wrote it for two of my friends, but wrote it about, you know, just being able to love who you want to love, and about pride. And so this is called You for You. I don't like that our world has become this way. I wonder what it would be like without all the hate. If only we took some time to ponder what we say. I think of all the lives we could have saved. Show the colors of your soul. Who you love should not be controlled. You are wonderful, so don't hide. Break the black and white to it's hard to do. 'Cause all you need to hear is that I love you for you. You for you. Strangers passing judgment on someone they have not met. Love is love. Which part do they not get? Not everything is black or white. Not everything is left or right. If everything was just up and down, we'd miss all of the other things around. You be you and I'll be me, 'cause together we're better than them. You see, let them watch as we move on, 'cause nothing they say or do will prove who we are is wrong. Drown out the noise, I know it's hard to do. 'Cause all you need to hear is that I love you for you. You for you. I hope they brace themselves for impact, for a tidal wave of change. 'Cause if they don't go along with it, they're the ones who will be strange. All I hear are excuses that they make up in their heads to help them justify something evil that they said. You be you and I'll be me, 'cause together we're better than them. You see, let them watch as we move on. Nothing they say or do will prove who we are is wrong. Drown out the noise, I know it's hard to do. 'Cause all you need to hear is that I love you for you. You for you. You for you.
Madigan, everyone. Awesome. Well, we are coming near the end of the show here, so
All right.
I just always like to give our guests the chance to just let us know how we can support you best. So, how can we
Wonderful.
follow you? How can we listen to your music and also stay up to date about the new album coming out?
Yeah. I do have an artist website, so it's just madiganlinnane.com. I post on my performances there, on my music, but also I'm on streaming platforms. You can find me Apple, Spotify, YouTube, Pandora, Apple Music, whatever you listen to. And this upcoming album will be released on there as well. And then, Instagram is the best way to follow me for updates. So MadiganL_123. And I post all my updating there, and we'll be posting about the upcoming album as well. So.
Nice. Well, everyone stay tuned. But yeah, take a nice sip of water. Get ready. I know we have one last song, so whenever you're ready, play us out.
Wonderful. All right. So this last one is about reminiscing about childhood as an adult and trying to embrace that inner child as an adult. And it's called Olly, Olly, Oxen Free. So here's this one. Shoulda, coulda, woulda, all the thoughts that still remain. Out of all the memories in my head, like dancing in the rain. Used to grow up watching dreams come true. it's getting harder and harder to see. I know there's something good out there waiting for me. But one last time, let's scream Olly, Oxen, free. And go outside, play until our bodies hurt. 'Cause now we stay inside and watch as the world turns. What happened to the sparkle in our eyes? When did we get to this point of life? Go outside, play until our bodies hurt. Oh, how the tables have turned. Oh, how the tables have turned.
Madigan Linnane, everyone. Awesome. Well, thank you so much for coming on the show. It's been a pleasure having you.
Thank you so much for having me. I had such a
Yeah.
blast.
And everyone listening, stay tuned for Madigan's new album coming out next month. I know we all here in the studio will be tuned in, ready for it. But yeah, and listeners, thanks so much for tuning in tonight to Rocket Shop Radio Hour as always. I'm your host, Abbey BK, and next week in the studio, we will have Ava Sophia. So make sure to tune in. As always, this has been Rocket Shop Radio Hour. I'm your host, Abbey BK, and we'll see you next time. Thanks so much. Yay! Such
Thank you, guys.